Yeah, hi, good afternoon, dear students. This is Raja. Okay, in this video, as I mentioned in my message last time, that I will, although there is a kind of a detailed video offered on the MyLab IT environment, but I wanted to cover this in my video too, to explain also the concept. So this is part A of the chapter 9. So the video for part B is already available on the MyLab IT, on the YouTube channel, and this is really more of to discuss uh, the part A where it explains. So in part B, where you use the Excel formulas to cleanse the data, so and then load it, and then of course try to work on it. So in this assignment, we're going to use tools in Excel, get and transform, to import the data, and then use the Power Query tool to perform the cleansing. So and this is actually more efficient, and it's used more in versus using the functions, but it could be done either way. So let's go ahead and download the material. So in here, you're gonna need, of course, the instructions and the Excel file. You're gonna need the customers. Then you are gonna need the XML file. This is the HTML also. This is going to start with, and also the other XML file. All of these will be needed to complete this assignment. So I just downloaded all of them. Now I'm going to close this. We'll start opening the assignment, and then talk about the preparation. All right. Okay, so to complete step 2, so what you're going to do here, again, working on data integration part A of chapter 9. So the first thing here, I brought the instructions documents here and to explain what's going on. So we're going to use the get and transform tool, and we'll talk about that and demo that. But is one thing you may need to prep before getting to this step is, you know how I downloaded the data files, and one of them is this HTML file, and it says here to navigate. So we're going to need the path, okay, the file path for this particular HTML file. So in my case, when I downloaded the file, it actually downloaded into this location. So how I got this in the best way, so if you explore to your download folder, and then so I'm looking for the HTML file, okay, so this one. So it's right click, if I right click, okay, so again you right click to show the path. So you're going to see this menu and click on the copy as path. So this will copy the file path for this particular file, okay? So you just copy, I just copy that and paste it into the instructions, so that's easier. When I do this step, I can just copy this here. This is the path to this file that you downloaded, okay? Just so we know. This is file navigation, okay? So it's basic file navigation. So we're going to go back and to the Excel, oops, open the Excel file. I opened the wrong one. Okay, so this is the Excel file that we will be using, and most of the work will be under using the get and data connection. So this is going to be under the data tab. So the first step will be getting data from the HTML file. Okay, so make sure that you click on the suppliers worksheet, and then we're going to start the process of clicking on from the web. So we're going to get data from that web file. And again, so if you already have that file downloaded and you already identified the path, so all you need to do just copy that and paste it in here. So this is the navigation to that file. So the first step, we are going to load the, as you can see, that's the HTML file includes data set, and that's the data set. On the instruction it says table 0, but it's table 1. It just like the numbering. And then according to the instructions here, so we navigated, then we're going to transform the content of this file, and it's table 1. Okay, after we transform, so we're going to do that. When you transform, so here if I click on the load, it's just gonna load the data into the Excel, but I want to transfer. If I click on transform, is going to open the Power Query tool to start really. Here you go. So this is the Power Query tool editor. Okay, so this is the editor that I will be using here. As you can see, we have the home tab, transform, add column, and the view. So we're going to switch between these tabs to complete the steps. So the first thing we are going to do is, let me just go back to the instructions, split this products unit column using the hyphen. So that can be done using formulas, but it also can be done using the tools that I'm demonstrating here. So I'm going to use this tool. It's going to select the column first and then click on the split column. And it's, I think, default, so it's recognized it's already that's split by the hyphen. And click OK. So what happened here is this got, you know, the column here is split into 2 columns. Okay, so one shows the product and one shows the units. Before they were combined together. So that's the step here. Again, so after you do that, we're going to rename the query name. So it's defaulted to query 1. So we're going to rename this to supplier report. Again, in the properties, it's table 1. So I'm going to rename this, into, copied the wrong. Again, capture the name, supplier report. Okay. Okay, so you should rename that default table 1 into, so just this is our query. So it's table 1. We're going to name it supplier report. And then close and load. So now we're ready to close and load too. So you're going to see it's going to open a new window. Okay, it's asking to where do you want to load your file into. So again, I'm going to close and load because I probably opened it a couple of times. So I'm just going to go load to and choose existing table, table 1, table cell A1. Okay. So I successfully managed to transform the data from this HTML file into Excel and then do some editing here as we just did using the Power Query. And that concludes this step.